This is a demonstration of the scheduling solution implemented by InfoStrat using Microsoft Dynamics CRM. The solution provides a standardized method to record and track requests for an official to attend, speak at, or participate in an event. It provides case management capabilities to allow tracking of all communications regarding a particular event or with a particular organization or person, viewing it on a map. With the calendar widget, I can automatically specify today. If this came in by letter, we got it on Saturday, I can then backdate that request received. What's the role of the individual that's being requested? Is it a speaking role, meet and greet, simple attendance? And how would they like to receive a response? Do we need to make a phone call to them or send an email? CRM provides what's called a business process flow that allows me to set up the process in stages and make sure that I'm collecting the proper data for the exchange. Is there an agenda? And again, this may be something that I have, if I'm on the phone, maybe they email me the agenda and I can copy and paste it. The executive would be speaking. How much time would they have to speak? Is there a meal served? Will there be media present? Once I've got everything entered, I can move it on to the next stage. So I click the next stage button. So I've now finished the intake. Notice it's checked, and I have a flag on my assess phase. So in the assess phase, that's where we'll take a look and see, are there any conflicts? Do we need to expedite this particular request because it's going to happen in the next 3 days? Or is the organization, for instance, barred? So we can look to see, is the organization barred? And that way we can provide warnings and so forth if they are. The other thing we can do is go to the CRM calendar. And this calendar, we can look at it a month at a time, a week at a time, or individual days. And we can see engagements or any requests that conflict. So in this case, we have a request from 1 to 5 and another request from 2 to 4. Notice they're given these little exclamation point icons, letting us know that there is a conflict. So let's go ahead and send it to an agency. And then we just tell them, do we want them to review it? Is this just an FYI, letting them know this is happening, or review for a surrogate? So I can use the browser navigation to go back. Then I finally do get a recommendation. Let's say they recommend accepting this particular event. All right, then I can mark it as recommended accepted. The next stage is basically what we call the meeting stage. And that's where the group of staff members who are involved in making the scheduling decisions will basically meet on a recurring basis, maybe once a week, maybe once a month, to review any active requests. What they would do is they can go to the dashboard and look at the section of the dashboard that are requests for the review meeting. And we can see that that ceremony to recognize veteran-owned businesses is now in that list and no longer in the initial review list. So they can go through during the meeting each of these items on the list, and they can make a determination. Is this, this was recommended by the agency, and so we make our decision. Do we want to accept it? Do we want to decline it? Or do we want to send a surrogate? Well, let's say we want to accept this one. So we'll set that to accept. When we set that to accept, we'll go into now the notify stage. And this is where the requester will be notified. They'll send an email or create a phone call for someone to call that person. And then we'll create some tasks. And this will now go onto the calendar as an accepted item. We can also record whether there were any gifts given to the executive during that event. And that way we can send thank you notes. If there are reporting requirements, we can use that for reporting as well, the value of the gift and so forth. So this is an additional feature that's available as well. This concludes our demonstration of the executive scheduling solution.